Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. And this one, we're going to be talking about something pretty interesting. So, we have a lot of different variety of topics to actually talk about in this one. So, yeah, we're gonna go through it. But I'm gonna start off by telling you all my true feelings about Veve and the team and stuff like that. More so from a personal perspective, just my own personal opinions type of thing. Now this is how you know. This is how you're gonna know that Veve is really a phenomenal company. The Ecomi team is just actually a phenomenal team and very good at what they do. They're very innovative, visionaries, and all of that. Because I'm the most bullish person in the world, but I don't necessarily think that they manage the project very well in terms of how they treat certain people. So that's what we're gonna start with. So be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now, the homie Veve Vault, as you see, some people made some memes. They like this is a filter. This is a filter. This isn't really him crying right now, but it's actually pretty hilarious. I saw it, I liked it. So yeah, but yeah, like Veve Vault, one of his secondary account that he uses to actually keep up with what's going on, it was banned and blocked from seeing the Veve Twitter. And I think that it's foolish and dumb for them to do things like this. He literally has the most subscribers of straight Veve fans in the entire community. It's like, what purpose does it serve trying to stop him from being able to promote your product when he is part of the foundation that built this entire product up? And I say this because me and Veve Vault, we've always been on the outside. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, even as much as I'm very bullish about this project, much as I love the project and what they do as business people, me and Veve Vault, two of the most influential and biggest, highest impact people, have always been on the outside. We've always come secondary to Taps Trades, Randy, and shout out to everybody. These are all homies. These are all, like, but this is just the cool kids table for the Veve team is Taps Trade, Hello K, and Randy. Like, it's always been that way. We've been the weird ass step kids on the outside that just get the most attention and do the most for the project. And I guess if you're not doing it in the way that Veve wants you to do it, then you're not cool enough for the cool kids table. That's what it appears to be. That's what it feels like. And honestly, I get a lot more love. I don't get as much hate as Veve Vault does. So I can understand his frustration. And to be fair, I get it. Sometimes he goes overboard. He does do some crazy things at times. But the thing is, as a man, why not just go and talk to him? Why not slide into his DMs and be like, hey, yo, bro, you know that's not all right. Like, you're a figure in this project. You're supposed to be representing this brand in a certain way, and we don't want certain things out there like that. So you have to be careful about the things that you're doing. Like, why not just talk to him like he's another human being? Instead, y'all just block him. Y'all, like, certain people are born in certain environments and raised certain ways and act certain ways because it's all that we've seen and known and things like that. And in order for us to correct ourselves and grow, it needs to be brought to our attention that we're doing something wrong or distasteful in the first place. If you never bring it to someone's attention, how do you have the right to blame them or judge them for the things that they're doing? If it's one thing if you've tried to tell him multiple times or tried to speak to him multiple times, but just just blocking and things like that, like, I think that is very hypocritical. I think that that's very, very hypocritical coming from the team doing stuff like that. And I'm not saying that he's perfect. I know he's gotten into it with a lot of people, including myself. But at the same time, I think that he has done a lot for this community and he does deserve a certain level of respect. Like, even when it comes down to me, like, my situation obviously is something that I know more personally. Like, I am a huge part of the foundation for this project, regardless of how people feel about me, my content, my clickbait. But nobody was complaining about my clickbait when it was early on in the project and it was doing a bull run. So my $10 Omi token videos was going crazy and people were buying into Omi, and I had no intentions on moving markets or anything like that. It was never my intentions. All I did was give my opinions. But when my clickbait titles was pumping the prices of every collectible and pumping the prices of the Omi token, no one had a problem with it. Like, when it was growing the project because people were finding my videos early on, the Veve team had no problem with making all this money off of all the people that I brought in. It's been quite a few whales openly say that they've invested so much into this project because they found my videos. A lot of the content creators came from my videos. So when you think about that and think about the fact that we've been treated in questionable ways, it's like it shows a lack of appreciation for the people who helped you get to where you are. No, we don't. Well, me personally, no, I don't do community events and stuff like that. I do try to monitor. This is for me. This is a job. YouTube is a job for me, so I approach it much differently than most other influencers. But don't forget, I left a channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions, tens of millions of views, damn near 100 million views, to come over here. I was averaging 50,000 views. I was averaging 50,000 views a video. I literally left 50,000 views per video to come over here and get 1,000 or 2,000 views, but because I love the project, this is where I chose to be. So I did a lot out of love for this project, but that's not taken into consideration. So I definitely get it with Veve Vault because he's disrespected way more than I am. So yeah, I just wanted to make it clear, man. I don't think that that's all right. The way that he gets treated, I don't think that it's fair. And I think that they can handle these situations better, especially with the people who have done a lot for this project. Because regardless of if you like him or not, you like his approaches and things like that, he is one of the biggest and loudest voices in this community. And if he wanted to wreak havoc and bring harm, if that was his intention, best believe he could do a lot of it. So it's stupid to put certain people on the outside when certain people have a proven track record of being very, very valuable and beneficial to this project, including Veve Vault. I may have initially boosted this project and helped it get off the ground, which I did a lot of that, but he's the one who kept people engaged, taught people how to make some money. He taught people how to do Veve in a way that it can become profitable to them, which kept more people around. It sustained interest in the project because of what he's done. And nobody can dispute his impact. Teaching people how to do all the little gates and stuff like that, teaching people, like, no one has done as much for him as far as helping the community make money and enjoy their Veve experience. Not a soul in this community has done as much as him. So I think that it's just disrespectful, very disrespectful. And like I said, I'm not saying that he's perfect, but I'm saying that certain things you should show some appreciation for where you came from, because he is a part of that history. But anyway, next we're moving on to a big topic here. A clip was played. Something crazy was said. Check this out.
I know it was frustrating, but the thing they didn't tell you was step by step how to do it, because a bot could have had the script and took what you thought was yours. Instead,
So the DC drop had a lot of flaws in it. If you went for the DC drop, you know that it had a lot of flaws. And they wanted to claim that the flaws was because of bots. But that's not even the worst thing that's been said right now. Now, they said that they didn't tell anybody how to do the drop because of bot prevention. But, I mean, that's not really how bots work. They don't need you to tell them where a buy button is. They just automatically click shit when it pops up. Like, there's no... The only people that you're confusing is your actual consumer, your end customer. You're not confusing a bot, because a bot doesn't approach going for a drop the same way that a human being does in the first place. So this was a terrible excuse, to be fair. Like, this was a terrible excuse, but this is not worse. They actually go and they get to trashing or disrespecting David and Dan. So yeah.
they left it for human bodies. So get ready, because the next drop, you're not going to know what to do again. And the next drop after that, they're going to confuse you again. But the ultimate goal is to keep real people getting the drop. It was only 3,000. Most of us wasn't going to get it. So I understand people are going to say it sucked. It was terrible. The experience was terrible. They need to learn how to do something. I explained to everyone, that team over there knows 100 million times more information on this space than anybody over at Veve.
And to be able to make a claim like that is crazy. Like, where's your proof? Where's your evidence to back that up? Because for people who to know this much in this space, has their platforms generated $1 billion already in just a couple of years? Because people are saying Veve did it in 3 or 4 years. keep in mind the app it's only been out for like what, a year plus, a little bit, like 2 years, something like that. So really, this was generated in 2 years by Veve. It wasn't even 3 or 4. The company may have been founded then, but they didn't start selling anything until the last 2 years. So they generated $1 billion in essentially 2 years. Yet you're saying that they know more. They know more in what way? Like, do they just know about more projects? Do they dig into more projects? Because if so, it's not helping them at all. Like, what is that doing for them? Veve has been able to prove that what they're learning, what they're studying, what they're doing is actually taking their project places, because of look at the success of it. Look at what they've done. Look at what they've accomplished. Something that's never been done before in history, and something that will never be done again in human history. So, I mean, you're one brand. DC is just one single brand. What Veve has is most of the most powerful brands in human history.
That includes David, Dan, Reese, Alex, anybody. They know a billion times more about this space, which is why they're more successful in the last 8 months.
They're more successful than the last 8 months. What? And that definitely depends on, like Kay said it as well, that depends on what you define as successful. Because if we want to talk about successful, I mean, anytime they drop a grail, it goes very, very well. So you're talking about the success of maybe this last drop, the Superman drop or whatever, or some of the, like, they're not more successful than Veve. Like, they're not generating more money. You did a more scarce drop, so of course it's going to sell out. If you would have did 60,000 editions, it probably wouldn't have sold out the same way Veve's would have. Like, there's just, yeah, it's a different. I don't even know what this meant, but they're like, the thing that I hate about these projects is they're not learning from the mistakes that Quid made. But I'm not going to jump on them too harshly right now, because I have learned from the way that I approached the Quid situation without taking the time to understand Quid's perspective. But what I will say is that it's not a great approach attacking Veve or using Veve. Focus on yourself. Focus on your project and what you're doing. Don't try to sit here and convince the world that you're a better Veve, because you're absolutely not. You are one brand. I don't care about your experience. I don't care if you generated $100 billion in the NFT space. That's perfectly fine. Veve still has way more brands than you. They're still farther ahead than you. So none of that matters. Be the best version of you. Don't try to sit here and be the best Veve competitor or try to be a better Veve. No one, Veve already exists. And this is what I tell YouTubers all the time when they try to come up and try to copy another influencer. That influencer already exists, so why would somebody just not go to that guy? What makes people unique is you being you. There can never be another you. There's only one you, and that's what's unique. That's what's valuable. That there's never going to be another Veve. But what you all have done is great. What you all have here, it can be good. Like, you have a lot of utility. You've done more on the utility front than Veve. And that's great. It's good to see. But let the people compare you to Veve. You don't be the ones comparing yourselves to Veve, especially if especially if you have a super large voice where it's going to look bad. Like, down in projects like that, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not something that should be done. But yeah, let's move on. Next, we have the Omi token burn. We've achieved $76 billion. 76 billion Omi burn. So look at this. This is from Jason. Shout out to Jason. And we've burned 76 billion Omi. Now, this is major. Like, so many people thought that this was going to take forever. We're doing this in a bear market. Like, this is a bear market. Like, Veve has barely gotten started. This is a bear market only using a gift shop. Like, people talk crazy about my predictions and stuff all the time, not realizing, because that's because people don't realize where this is going. Like, a lot of people who just jumped into the project don't understand how I get to $10 and why I think this is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company. The fact that they've already generated $1 billion during a bear market with only a gift shop. We're not talking about land sales. We're not talking about what you're going to build on land. We're not talking about staking. We're not talking about any of the things that takes this to $1 trillion company. We're not talking about AAA level partnerships. We're not talking about any of the things like Veve having items in stores and stuff like that. We're not talking about any of this. We're talking about strictly just a gift shop during the middle of a bear market. And we've been able to burn this much, while people were talking about it's going to take 20 years to do this, 10 years. And what's crazy is I was pointing out at the time where people were saying this stupid stuff that you don't even know what the burn mechanisms are going to be. You don't have enough information to make these type of bold claims. I was saying this at the time. Nobody wanted to listen because what I said sounded so much more unrealistic. It's like, no. All you have to do is basically understand what's coming, understand the direction that they're heading in, understand the blockchain and the technology that this is built on. Like right now, it's still up in the air if Disney is going to have utility or not. It's up in the air if Disney is going to have utility or not. But the thing about it is they're going to have utility because that is the future. There's no point in having NFTs if you don't have utility tied to them, which means Disney is going to have utility. It's just a matter of when. And honestly, if they want to stay ahead, because DC is already killing it on the NFT on the utility front. DC is killing it. So Disney don't want to go from being ahead, looking at them dollar signs, to falling behind, because they can easily do that. So they better make the right decision fast, because they're not going to escape needing utility for their NFTs. There's no escaping it. This is the space that you moved into. You want to take this NFT money, you got to do these NFT things. Otherwise, you're going to crash just as quick as you built up. So yeah, there we have it, man. Last but not least here, the homie here. The homie actually is celebrating the fact that he has 500 comics. Now, obviously, this is a super whale. This is the super whale. We actually interviewed him on the Patreon. I don't know if I posted it public on the channel. No, I don't think I did. But yeah, super whale here. We got 500 Marvel Comics #1s, man. So shout out to my man. Yo, make sure y'all show him some love. So wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, we still have whales just buying, quietly collecting, and things like that. While people have been panicking, while people have been not sure what's going on, you have the whales in the community constantly just buying, chilling, and relaxing. If you want to find your way in the top 1%, or even anywhere around it, you have to behave like the top 1%. Don't behave like the majority of people. If the majority of people are going one way, you should question if you should be going the other. You know? Don't fall into the same trap that everybody has been falling in for the entirety of mankind. People would rather follow the masses when the minority is what's really the impressive people that you need to be watching, studying, and learning from. Because anybody can go and get a job. How many people can actually be the person that you're like? For the worker, a job for you, that's active income. You have to be working to get paid. For your employer, that's passive income. He just has, like, you have to work and he's going to get paid. So that's the difference. You work and he get paid. And you get paid. He does nothing, like, because he put in the work initially to start the business. So it's just a different mindset. And you won't be able to develop this mindset talking and surrounding yourself with people who don't have this mindset. Now, I'm not saying don't have friends and stuff. Everybody needs to be like this or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you are really someone focused on trying to get yourself to a next level and be a certain place in life, you have to surround yourself with people who are in those places that you want to be in. So yeah, that being said, yo, this is the video. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section, how do you all feel about all the things that we've covered, man? We covered a lot in this one, but yeah, hopefully we get some good thoughts, opinions, some conversation in the comment section, man. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out, fam.